Hey everyone, it's Sarah, and I am so excited about today's workout. I love working my glutes and my legs, and along with my core, it's going to be my absolute perfect workout for me, and I hope for you too. All you're going to need are a variety of dumbbells, some heavy, I'm working between 20 and all the way down to 10, depending upon where you are in your fitness journey. You pick the dumbbells that are right for you. Don't forget, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, do so by clicking the link below. Set your notifications to on so you know every time you have a new workout, and share it with your friends. So get your dumbbells, get your mat, and get a water bottle. Let's get going. Hey everyone, it's Sarah, and we're here for Core and Booty Blast. I'm super excited about this workout because I love working on my bottom half way more than I like working on my top half. So anything doing with legs and butt exercises, I am all about it. So we're going to get started. As I told you before, you just need a variety of dumbbells. Hope you have those ready, and we'll just start with a little warm-up. We're going to start with some body weight squats. It's good to have you here with me today. I hope you're excited to work out too. Sometimes it takes a little bit of motivation to get yourself going, but once you get into it, I think you're going to enjoy this. Let's do a little double pulse and stand. Nice. Don't forget, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, do so by clicking the link below. Set your notifications to on, and that way you know every time there's a new workout up for you to do. Share it with your friends. You guys can compare notes. Everybody get a good workout that way. All right, let's hold it here, and then I want you just to apply slight pressure to the inner thighs and push those thighs out slightly so you feel that stretch in your adductors or the inner thighs. I'm gonna relax it. Come on up. Let's come heel to the butt. We don't have to do a lot of jumping around to warm up today. Just getting ourselves some blood flow into the big muscle groups we're about ready to use. All right here, I would like for you to just hinge forward from the hip, slick from the side. So we're gonna go chest forward, hold with a flat back. Just hold it there just a second, keeping your core engaged to support your low back. Let's bend the knees slightly. Come on up. Let's go again. Hinge forward. Bend the knees slightly. Come on up. We're going to do that one more time. This time we're going to allow our arms to just relax down and the weight of our upper body to pull towards the floor. And all the way back up. Just bring one foot in front of the other. So right or left, we're going to do them both. The back leg is slightly bent. We're just going to reach down that front leg so you feel the stretch in the back of your leg, and my toes are down. I'm going to now bring my toes up and try to sink just a little bit further into that. Let's do that on the other side. Toes down, toes up, and back down. Come on up, take a nice deep breath. So we're gonna get going here. We're gonna start with a squat. Staple exercise, big movement, working all through the legs and the glutes. So I'm gonna choose my heaviest weight. You can always go up or down on the second set that we do, but we're going to do this in the giant set format. 40 seconds on, 20 seconds off. We'll be doing a weighted exercise followed by a body weight exercise followed by a core exercise, and then we'll move on to different but the same format, different exercises but the same format. All right, so let's start with timer. You have a 10-second lead in. It's about a 40-minute workout. Let's bring your legs a little more than hip distance apart. Grab your plate weight, your dumbbell. I have one heavy one. You may have two. If you have two, you could hold them up on the shoulders or down to the sides. Lifting the chest so that as you drop back, your butt comes level to the knee. Your weight shifts backward towards the heel. Good. Keep that chest lifted. Got 10 seconds left. All right, perfect. Come on down with that weight. Take a nice deep breath. Got 15 seconds. We're gonna go with a squat and rear kick. All right, I'm gonna do it to the side so you can see what that kick looks like. You engage the glute by tightening as you lift up. So full squat, rear kick, full squat, rear kick. So really think about tightening that glute, squeeze the glute as you stand and kick that heel back. Keeping the chest lifted, keeping the core engaged. Good. You got 15 seconds left. Making sure you're really not like over bending the back, but keeping the back in what feels like a healthy position for you. If you're feeling that in your low back, you're kicking back too far. Grab a single plate weight or dumbbell. I'm gonna use a plate weight today because I find it a little easier to hold. We're gonna lie down on the floor. We're gonna do a weighted sit-up. So we're gonna come all the way up with the weight extended overhead. I'm gonna lift weight to the ceiling and back down. If that doesn't work for you, then how about you do a crunch, doing the same thing. Or you could just sit the weight off to the side and you could do a full sit-up or a crunch without the weight. Sitting all the way up every time. When you come back down, try to keep the head up off the ground and the shoulders slightly up so that you don't lose that contraction that you have in your core. All right, come on up. Let's switch out to a new exercise. We're gonna do a sumo squat this time. So our legs are coming out wider and we're combining that with a knee lift. All right, so I'm gonna hold my dumbbell to the center. My legs are wide, really wide. Down, lift, down, lift. So I'm lifting kind of outward, up and outward. Make sure you get that squat every single time. It's a full squat, every one. The chest is lifted, the core's braced. So what you don't want is this. You don't want the upper body going down, but the butt staying up. It's a butt exercise. Butt has to get low. Good. Well done. Sumo squat, just like we were doing there, with heel raises. Looks like this. Squat, heels up, heels down, and stand. Are you ready? You got 5 seconds. The chest is lifted. Let's go. Body weight squat, heels up, heels down, stand. Now make sure you're striving for that full squat every time. That's different for everybody, all right? Some of it has to do, if you have knee problems, you may not be comfortable doing a full squat. Also, it has to do with how your hips are put together. We're not all put together exactly the same. So, depending upon your own hip joints, you may find it uncomfortable to come into a full squat, like it binds you up a little bit. So you have to make it work for you. Perfect. All right. So So we're gonna do plank and hold. Planking with straight arms, or you could come and do a hover if you prefer. I say start out on your hands, shoulder right over the hand, legs out straight, the body really, really tight, so you got that core tight. When you get tired, or if you need to take an option, here, all you do is keep the upper body exactly where it is and drop those knees down to the ground. You're gonna hold it. Your weight is centered on your hands, all right? So for the last 15 seconds right here, all we're gonna do is shift our weight. Slightly forward, slightly back, slightly forward. Just intensifies that plank just a little bit. You can hold steady if you don't want to do the shifting. All right, perfect. Come on up, curtsy, lunge to squat. I'm gonna use 2 plate weights here. Actually, let me get a little heavier. Might as well challenge myself, right? All right, so it's gonna look like this. Back, down, squat. Cross back and lunge, down and squat. Alternating sides. Nice. Keep the chest up and the back tall as you're doing this. You got about 8 seconds left. Great. Now all we're gonna do, drop the weight down, curtsy lunge with abduction, lifting out to the side. Looks like this. Out, back, and out. Are you ready? Let's go. Down, lift to the side. Other side, down, lift to the side. This one you kind of have to find your rhythm on. I always want to kind of stop in the center, but that's not necessary. Maybe have to stop if you start to fall over like I did just then. You got 10 seconds left. We're coming up on a weighted oblique exercise, so you're going to need a dumbbell or a single plate weight. Let's grab it. Come into a position down on the ground. The one that we did just a moment ago, where we lifted up to the center, looks exactly the same, only this time we're gonna lift up and alternate side to side. From here, all the way up, right, back, all the way up, left. If that's a little much, big crunch, and take that plate weight or dumbbell to the outside of the leg. Or you could use no plate weight at all. You got 15 seconds left. Our next exercise is going to be a lateral lunge. I like lateral lunge. They really get your inner thigh. So come on up. So you're going to use either dumbbells here, plate weights here, or you're going to use one, holding it at the chest, which is what I think I'm going to do, because we're going to come out to the side. Here and up. Here. So what you want is like a really deep, like I'm feeling that stretch in my inner thigh when I come down. But I'm trying to keep my body as erect as possible. If it's hard for you to hold your dumbbell, you could just let it come down to the center and hold like that. Good. Keep on going. Nice work. All All right, come on down on your hands and knees. We're gonna do a fire hydrant. We're going way back in time with a twist. Looks like this. Lift, extend, in, down, and switch. Are you ready? Let's go. Lift, extend, and down. Switch sides. Lift, extend. Now, when you do this, try not to lean too much. I'll show you. Don't do this. Like laying way down like that. All right? Try to keep yourself as erect as possible. You'll have to lean slightly, but engage your core to support yourself and keep yourself all in alignment. Looking good. Almost there. Good. We're going to stay down here. We're going to go plank with knees coming in, kind of like a mountain climber, but slower than a mountain climber. So in. Standing here in the plank position, shoulder right over the hand. I'll show you a modification in just a minute, but try these. You're going to just go knee in, alternating sides. If you want to do them fast, you can do them fast. Today I'm working on staying really precise in all my movements. If you need to take an alternative, put the knees down and come out to the side with the knee. Looks like this from the front. My knees are down. So, kind of the same thing, same type of movement, but not quite as intense. Good. Woohoo! All right, let's go. We got deadlifts next. So I'm gonna choose 2 dumbbells. My heavier dumbbells that I have a complete set of here. I'm gonna hinge forward from the hip, leading with the chest. Looks like this, hinging forward, bringing those dumbbells down, probably mid-shin. Okay, where I have kind of a flat back. Notice how my knees stay soft. Now I don't overbend my knees because that defeats the purpose. This is deadlift. The deadlift works in the glute and in the hamstring, or really all up through the posterior chain. So if your knees are too bent, you disengage the hamstring. And we like a nice, shapely, strong hamstring. Great. All right, weights are down. We're gonna do a narrow squat body weight with a rear leg lift. All right, so my squat is right up underneath my hips, all right? So look at yourself. No, your hips are not this wide. They're this wide, all right? Squat, lift. We did this in the beginning with a wider stance squat. It's gonna feel slightly different. All right, so squat, extend, trying to utilize the glute muscle to lift that leg and not the movement of arching your back. All right, so really tighten in the glute, tighten the butt. Squeeze here. Now squeeze on the other side. Good. Perfect. All right. We're gonna go Russian twist, another of my favorite core exercises. You can do this with or without a weight. You can do it with or without your heels off the ground. So you choose, looks like this. Modified position, heels down. With or without a weight, side to side. You can bring your heels up off the floor, if that works for you. If it doesn't work for you, put them right back down. But if they're down, try to keep the feet and the knees together. You're doing well. You got about 15 more seconds. You count them out in your head. You know that you're almost done. Looks good, I'm sure. Come on now, stick with it. This is a hard one, it's a challenge. We need obliques though. Ooh, just felt my back pop, that was good. All right, All the way up again. This time a squat with abduction, lifting out to the side. So I'm going to choose my heavier dumbbell again. I'm going to hold it to the center. I squat, abduct, squat, abduct. Now look, as I'm abducting, I'm trying not to lean away from the leg lift, all right? Try to keep your body as erect as you can, making the muscles in the outside of the leg, your abductors, do all the work. 15 seconds. Come on. Good. All right. You're going to grab your dumbbell or your plate weight and come on down to the floor. We're going to do hip extensions. My weight is right at the bend of my legs. I'm going to push up through my heels, my arms out to the sides, tightening my glutes, and then as I come back down, I try to not come to the floor. So push up, lower, push up, and lower. Like you're trying to push that plate weight to the ceiling. If you were to put your hand on your glutes, you should feel them contract and tighten as you lift. You got 10 seconds left. Almost there. There, perfect. Coming up. All right. We got one more before we start back at the beginning. We have a lunge with a forward kick. I'm going to use my middle weight dumbbells. I'm going to lunge backwards, alternating sides. Watch this. Big lunge, kick out. Big lunge, kick out. So you don't need to kick any higher than your midsection. But if you can't kick that high, or if you feel off balance, do this. Lunge, knee up. Lunge, knee up. If that still feels off balance, take the leg out and just do alternating lunges. Good. All right. Nice. Weights are down. Triple pulse lunge, alternating sides. Remember, when you step back into that lunge, it's a nice big step. Maintaining hip distance apart. Let's go. Triple pulse, alternate. Triple pulse, alternate. So get your knee near the ground on that pulse. Come right back up, switch sides. Notice how when I come up, hip distance with my feet. When I'm back here, I maintain that hip distance. If you feel as if you're getting ready to fall over, let me show you what you're doing. You're coming back on a tightrope, one foot behind the other. So when you get here, you don't have any way to stabilize or balance yourself. So you need to maintain that hip distance all the way back. Nice work. Sprinter sit-ups. Fly all the way back. I'll show you an alternative if this doesn't work for you, but try it. You may think it doesn't work for you, and it might. Almost ready. Here we go. We come up, alternating elbow to the opposite knee. The knee comes in, but stays up, all right? So here's the version. In, here, my heel stays down. All right, another version. Here to here. My back stays stabilized. And I'm still working my core and my obliques. Whatever works for you there. Not everybody has the same strength in their abs currently. But you want to keep moving. You want to keep striving to get stronger. Perfect. All right, we're going to take just a little bit longer rest, and then we're going to begin at the top again and go through everything one more time so that you get yourself about a 42-minute workout. So get yourself a drink, get yourself a wiping off the sweat with your towel, and got about 40 more seconds left. This is an awesome workout, I think. My butt's going to feel it tomorrow. All right, so we begin back at the top with squats. Grab your heaviest dumbbell, get it ready. We got about 10 seconds to lead us in. And we'll get going. Grab and hold of that dumbbell, and we squat. You can hold the dumbbell however works for you. Got those legs more than hip distance apart, keeping the chest lifted and the core braced. Body's up nice and tall from the side, right here. Keeping the chest up, so you don't want to squat down and end up leaning forward. Kind of keep your body erect, but get the butt low. Good job. All right, let's set that down. We're going to go with a squat with a rear leg kick. Nice and tall back. I'm going to squat down in 5 seconds, lifting the leg up to the back. All right, let's go. Squat and lift. Really feeling that glute. Lift. Lifting the leg from the glute. Keeping the back tall, trying not to overarch the back as you lift up. Ten seconds. Looking good. Nice. Perfect. All right, come on down. I'm going to use a dumbbell this time. I'm going to use a dumbbell for my weighted sit-up. I'm going to come on down on your back. I'm going to hold the dumbbell and lift straight up. All right, lifting straight up, coming right back down. Straight up, right back down. As you come down, try to keep your head and the upper part of your shoulders off the ground. That way you keep your core engaged. Nice work. You got 10 more seconds. Try not to lower the plate weight down behind your head, because that enables you to use momentum a little too much. All right, come on up. We got sumo squat with a knee lift. I'm going to choose my heavier weight. Legs are out wide. Nice big squat, knee lift out to the side. Squat and lift. Perfect. All right, I'm keeping my chest lifted, my core braced. All right, almost there. You got 10 seconds left. Well, actually it was 12, but it was a good guess on my part. Come on. All right. Coming up next, we're gonna go squat with heel raises. All right, the next one up is squats with heel raises, all right? I think I already told you that, but I told you again. Come down, lift, down, and up. Let's try going a little faster than you did the first time. Really working on feeling the burn in this. Learn to love the burn. Loving the burn keeps you coming back for more. Also, if you're working hard enough to feel the burn, that's where you're going to start seeing changes in your fitness level. If you're just breezing through your workouts, then you might want to step it up a notch. One more. Perfect. All right, plank hold. Come on down. We're just gonna hold it in a really solid plank position. If you can't hold it on your toes the entire time with your legs straight, then drop down to your knees. But start in the full plank position. Legs extended, shoulders right over the palms, and hold. Now, look at me for a second. Don't hold like this, all right? That's not a plank, that is some swaggy thing. You look like a hammock. Come up here, all right? Not here, this is a mountain. So we don't want to be a mountain, and we don't want to be a hammock. We want to be a plane with a little hill in the back because we've been working our booty and it's looking fine, right? Come on, hold it. You got 10 seconds, you can do that. Take a deep breath. Drop to the knees, but keep those hips low if you do. Perfect. Nice work. All right, curtsy, lunge to squat. You're gonna cross back and then come into a squat position. You can use 2 dumbbells or 1 dumbbell, whatever works for you. Back, squat, back, squat. You could have your dumbbells here. That doesn't bother you holding them in that position. I do it a variety of ways. Sometimes I start out one way, and then on the second and third set, I'll hold the plate or dumbbell in a different way. 9 seconds. I love curtsy lunges too. I just love them all. I'm sick. Not really. I appreciate each of them individually for what they provide. All right, curtsy lunge again with abduction. Working those outer thighs. We have a couple of different exercises that we focus on that today. Oh, here we go. Curtsy, abduct. Trying to keep the body erect as you're doing that. Curtsy and abduct. Good. I'm sure of it. Keep moving. Don't stop. We've got 15 seconds. Nothing. 10 seconds. Chest stays lifted. Good job. All right. Weighted obliques. Come on down. Dumbbell or plate weight. Woo. I'm sweaty. We're gonna come up and side to side. So just like we did in the crunch, weight starts here. We're gonna lift and up. So you gotta have your knees and your feet together. Think about bringing that opposite elbow around towards the knee. You could do this just in a crunch position. So here, not lifting all the way up, or you can just sit the weight down and do it with no weight. If it bothers your back, low back, to do crunches or full sit-ups, by all means, utilize the crunch position. All right, from weighted obliques to lateral lunges. I'm gonna use 1 dumbbell. I'm gonna hold it to the center. I'm gonna come side to side with those lunges. Get that plate out of the way. Are you ready? Let's go. Deep to the side. Deep to the side, all right? You can hold that dumbbell however it feels comfortable to you. twist from the side. Okay. I'm taking a really deep lunge, but I'm keeping my back as tall as I can, keeping my core embraced, or embraced, I'm braced, I mean. I'm hugging my core. It's more like my core's hugging me, huh? Come on. Almost there. Perfect. All right, plate down. Hydrants with leg extension. Old school exercise. Hydrants in the J's of Jane Fonda. If you're that old, I'm telling my age. So, come on down. We lift, extend, in, and switch. Lift, extend, in, and switch. Try to keep your form really tight, all right? So no loosey-goosey on the core. Keep it really tightened up so you can keep your body from moving side to side too much. Nice. Looking good, 3 seconds. I'm dripping sweat on my floor. Woo! All right. Plank with knees coming in and out, like you're doing high knee run or high knee to chest while you're in a plank position. Get the sweat out of my eye. All right. From here, hold that plank and in. Remember, you're not a mountain. You're not a hammock, you're plane. You're the flatlands. Flat in the back. Knee in, you can go faster if you want. If you need to come out to the side, if you need to be on the knees, there's an alternative for everybody. The important thing, keep going. The important thing is that you keep moving. So if you can only do 2 planks with your body out straight, that's perfect, because in another week or so, you may be able to do 3 or 4 planks like that. All right, come on up, deadlift. You use 2 dumbbells of the same variety. I almost picked up different ones. We're gonna hinge from the hip. Let's do something a little different this time. Let's bring the heels together. Heels together, toes out. Hinge and up. It's a little different in that hamstring. Heels towards one another. Good. So as I drop forward, my weight shifts backwards towards my heels. I don't have very much weight on the front of my foot at all. Legs are straight. Actually, I find this an even better way to keep the legs straight. Good. Narrow squat with a leg lift to the rear. We already did one rear leg lift, so you know how to do it. This butt cheek, when you lift that leg, should go whoop. All right, so think about that. My squat stance, right under my hips. Big squat, lift. Big squat, lift. Yeah. Feels good. I can feel that tightening up right there. Come on. We're almost there. 15 seconds. Traction of the glutes. Nice. Perfect. All right. Russian twist. So come on down. Plate weight, dumbbell. No, just your body weight. Either way. Heels down, heels up. A variety of the 2. I often start with my heels up. And then if I feel like I'm feeling that too much in my back, then I put my heels down. All right, let's go. Side to side. Twisting from the torso. All right, keep going. I'll show you, sometimes I see people doing this and they're just sitting the weight. They're sitting the weight to the side and the weight to the side. And while you do use your obliques a little bit when you're doing it like that, really the object is to turn the body, okay? So you want to turn, drop the plate to the hip, plate or dumbbell to the hip, okay? So that you're getting a twisting motion. If that bothers your back, by all means, don't do it. But, and then utilize a different core exercise if that really bothers you. All right, come on up. Squat with abduction, lifting out to the side. I'm gonna grab one of my heavy dumbbells. I'm gonna come into my not normal, not wide, or my not skinny, not wide, but kind of a normal squat stance. Squat, lift. Maintaining your body as tall as you can through that range of motion. So when you lift, don't lean outward away from that lift. Try to force your abductor muscle to do the work there. Almost there, you got 5 seconds. I am sweating into a puddle. Good. Single leg, or not single leg, but hip lift. We're gonna bring our plate weight on our lap. Now, we're gonna lift up 2 legs on off your heels, pushing up through the heels, all right? If you want to, here and lower. If you want to challenge yourself a little extra, push up in one, and then alternate and push up into the other. So it makes it a single leg. If that feels unstable to you and awkward, by all means, please put both feet down. Make yourself work really hard with both feet down. Again, really contracting those glutes, pushing the hips to the ceiling, keeping the tummy pulled in. Squeeze it at the top. That's good. Perfect. Going down. All right. Woo-hoo. Come on, we got a lunge with a forward kick. Oh, I forgot to do the core exercise, didn't I? All right, well, we'll just do here. I'm sorry about that. My head was moving forward. I cheated you. Lunge. I wasn't even doing that exercise right. Lunge and up. That's all right. Everybody makes mistakes. I make them a lot. I actually make less than I used to when I first started doing this. I would like be doing one thing, telling you guys a whole different thing. Until my brain got engaged. Perfect. All right. Triple pulse lunge. Woo. Then we're going to do 2 core exercises because we forgot one. I'm not going to sell you too short. Are you ready? Triple pulse here and up. So the knees almost on the ground here. Now, let's add a little extra challenge. Instead of standing all the way up, come up only part of the way. So you keep those quads loaded. Harder on the quads. So you keep yourself in that loaded position. Sprinter sit-ups and then planks. Come on, all the way down. Woo. Pull it in. almost there, 14 seconds. Remember your modification. Heel down or just pulling the knee in. Alternating elbow to opposite knee. Right like that. All right, one more. The forgotten core exercise. Come into a plank position. I forgot it the entire time. We're gonna do it now though. All right, so we're coming into a plank. Shoulder right over the hand. All right, jacks out, jacks in. Jacks out, jacks in. All right, you can do them fast if you want. You could just do single legs. That's another way of going by it. If on the straight arms it's a little hard, come down and do it on your elbows. That might be easier for you. Make it work for you so you can keep going. Try not to be too bouncy. Really tighten in the core. You're gonna bounce a little bit, but bouncing this much is probably too much. 5 seconds. All right, perfect. Job well done. I hope you feel that not only today, but I hope you feel it tomorrow and you think about me and you think to yourself, hey, I need to do some stretching. I'm gonna post down at the bottom corner a stretching video for you guys to do so that tomorrow if you get up and feel sore, you can do a little stretching the day after, or you can do it right at the end of your workout. Thanks for joining me. I hope you like this. Let me know how you feel about it. Give me a little heart, and I'll see you next time. Thanks. Bye-bye.